Welcome to freshmind.com. My name is Eric, and I'm going to try to answer a question that one of our subscribers asked. Their question was, how do you create a vertex on the center of an edge? And the second part of their question was, how do you connect two vertices together? We can accomplish both of those by using what's called the split polygon tool. We want to make sure we're in our polygon menu set up here in the left, top left. And then I'm going to go into the edit mesh menu, and we'll see our split polygon tool. And we're going to look at the options. So I'm going to click on this little box, and that opens up the options over here in our attribute editor on the right. At the very top you'll see a reset button. If we click that button, it will reset all these options to their default values. Now, to make this a little bit easier, I think I'm going to turn on the visibility of our vertices. So I'm going to go to display menu, polygons. Now I have the cube selected, so it's highlighted green. Polygons over to vertices, and that turns on visibility of all our vertices. So now we can see those while we work. Alright, over here in our options, we've got split only from edges. That's just what it means. You can, if you've got that turned on, then you can only create vertices on the edge. If you got it turned off, you can create them on the faces, but you have to start and end on an edge. We're not going to worry about divisions or smoothing angle. Snapping points along edge, number of points, and snapping tolerance. All three of those are what we're going to be looking at. Snapping points along edge is going to mean just that. It's going to create some points along any of these edges that we can snap to. We want to snap a vertex to the center of this edge, and if you look right here next to the number of points, 1 equals snap to midpoint. What that means, it's going to create a snapping point, one snapping point on this edge, but it's always going to divide it out. So it's going to put it right in the center of this edge. If we had this number of points to 2, then it would create 2 snapping points along this edge, but it would all be divided equally along this edge. Alright, I'm going to turn the snapping tolerance off so I can show you what this does. I've got number of points at the 2. I've got use snapping points along edge turned on. Alright, I'm going to just right click on this edge, and it creates a vertex. Now that it hasn't placed that vertex there yet. We either have to press enter or we have to press the right mouse button. Okay, before I do that though, I'm just going to press and hold down the middle mouse button, and that lets me relocate that vertex. Right now I can slide it anywhere I want to on this edge. And again, all I'm doing is just move my cursor over that vertice or vertex, and then just pressing and holding down the middle mouse button, which on my mouse is the wheel. So I'm just pressing and holding it down, and now I can drag it left and right on this curve or this edge. Alright, if I go over here and move the snapping tolerance up, say 50, then as I drag this vertex close to an edge, you can see how it snaps. So there's 1 and there's 2. There's our 2 points in the middle right there. There's one of them, and there's the other one. If I change this number of points to 1, then there's only going to be 1 point on this line that we could snap to, which is right there in the center. If I change this to 5, there's going to be 5 points along this edge that we can snap to, and all 5 points will be distributed equally along that edge. So let's go here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And basically what that does is that number of points is not really along an edge, but it's between 2 existing vertices. So we have a vertex over here, vertex over here on the right and a vertex on the left. So between those 2 vertices, it's creating 5 snapping points. Alright, so let's go ahead and create a snapping point right in the center. So I'm going to change this number to 1. Our snapping tolerance doesn't have much snap there. If we increase our snapping tolerance, say 70, it's got more of a snap. So now you can see what that tolerance does. If we do 100, then it only goes to all those snapping points. We can't go in between because our tolerance is up to 100. So I hope that makes sense. Let's go ahead and put that vertex there. To put it there, I'm just going to right click, and now it places our vertex right there in the center of that edge. Now to create another vertex, we can create one on the opposite side. So with all our settings the same, I'm just going to click and just drag until I get to where I want it. Let's say I accidentally let go there. I can just, again, I can grab it with my middle mouse button, just press and hold it down, and now I can drag it to where I want it. Once I'm happy, I can just right click and it places it there. Alright, now to connect those two with an edge, we're going to use the same tool. I'm just going to create a vertex. I'm just going to drag it to the vertex that I want to draw a line from. I'm going to let go of the mouse button. Now I'm not going to right click or anything because I don't want it to finish yet. So I'm just going to click on the opposite side and just, as you can see, I can drag it to wherever I want it. Let's say I accidentally put it right here in the middle. I didn't want it there. Again, if I let go of the mouse, I can just put my cursor over that point, press and hold down the middle mouse button, and now I can drag it to where I want. Once I'm happy with it, I can right click to complete that action, and now we have a edge connecting those two vertices. Alright, just a couple more bits of information that you might find helpful is you know how to get there from the menu now. Under the Edit Mesh menu, there's a split polygon tool. You can also press and hold down the Shift button and then right mouse button, and you'll see your split polygon tool. But you can only get to that if you're in object mode. So if I right click on my object and go to object mode, I can press and hold down Shift, press and hold down the right mouse button. There's our split polygon tool. Okay, but if I just right click on my object and go to, let's say, edge mode, now if I press and hold down Shift, press and hold down right mouse button, you'll see it's not in our list. So to get back to it, we just need to go back to our object mode, and now we can get to it. Split polygon tool. Alright, if you use it a lot, you can also add it to your shelf up here, all these tabs. Just find a shelf you want it to put it on. You can go up to your Edit Mesh menu. Before you click on Split Polygon tool, you're going to press and hold down the Control button, press and hold down the Shift button, and now you can click on Split Polygon tool and it adds it to that shelf. Again, I'm just going to press and hold down the Control button, press and hold down Shift, and now I'm just going to click on whatever I want to add to the shelf. So Split Polygon tool, and you can see it adds it to our shelf right there. Now we can just click on it and it puts us into our split polygon. So I'm just going to click on this side, click on the opposite edge, right click, and we just added an edge, and whoops, I just hit undo. Alright, there we go. And once you're completely done and you don't want to use the split polygon tool anymore, just press the enter button, or you can press the letter Q on your keyboard. Alright, if you want to get something off your shelf, I guess I should probably tell you that. Over here on the left side of your shelf, you'll see kind of a button with a folder kind of looking thing, and then a black arrow pointing down. Well, if you press and hold down your left mouse button on that black arrow, you'll see a little pop-up menu. And if you click on Shelf Editor, this dialog box will appear, and you've got a few tabs here. One is Shelves, so I added my split polygon to the my custom tab. So I'm going to make sure I got my custom tab selected. Then I'm going to go to my Shelf Contents tab. I'm going to look for the split polygon tools, and there they are. If you look at my tab, I can move those up. See how I'm moving it? Or I can move it down. So I can organize these any way I want to. If I don't want it there, I can just delete the item. So now we just deleted both of them. And that concludes this tutorial. Thanks for watching.